David Cole had always believed in three things: hard work, logic, and himself. Faith, to him, was a crutch for people afraid of reality. He made his own luck, built his own business, and paid his own way. He was sharp, successful, and, in the eyes of the world, unshakable. But storms come to every man. It began with the collapse of his business. A failed investment, a partner's betrayal, a market downturn, and suddenly, years of building vanished like smoke. Within months, he'd gone from penthouse meetings to eviction notices. Then came the diagnosis. Stage 4 cancer. Aggressive. Unforgiving. David sat alone in a sterile hospital room, the monitors blinking like quiet judges beside him. The irony stung. The man who had always been in control was now at the mercy of everything he couldn't control. His so-called friends had disappeared. His family was distant. Even the mirror avoided him. And that's when it happened. In the middle of a night soaked with morphine and regret, David whispered a prayer, not out of faith, but desperation. If you are real, if you are even there, show me. He didn't expect an answer. But silence has a way of speaking. The next morning, a nurse named Maria walked in, warm smile, humming a soft hymn under her breath. She adjusted his fore and said, "I've been praying for you." David scoffed. "You don't even know me." "I don't need to. God does." He rolled his eyes. "If God knows me, He's not doing a very good job." She paused, then said something he'd never forget. "Maybe He's not failing you. Maybe He's fighting for you, and this is the battlefield." That night, David couldn't sleep. Her words rattled around in his mind. What if this wasn't punishment, but rescue? The next days brought more encounters. A chaplain who prayed over him. A janitor who slipped him a small Bible with a note inside, "Read John 11, especially when it feels like it's too late." He opened it. It was the story of Lazarus, a man Jesus loved who died, and stayed dead for 4 days. Everyone thought it was over. But then Jesus came, and with just a word, called him out of the grave. David read the line that shattered him. "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" Tears, real, unfiltered, unexpected, rolled down his cheeks. That night, David prayed again. But this time, it was different. He didn't ask for healing. He didn't bargain. He just said, "God, I'm yours. Whatever comes next, I'm not walking it alone." Peace, not healing, not miracles, but peace flooded that hospital room. The kind that doesn't make sense. And then, slowly, things began to change. The treatments, once failing, began to work. The doctors were cautiously optimistic. A new trial opened up. His strength returned. Within a year, David walked out of that hospital with a clean bill of health, but more importantly, with a heart that beat differently. He began to volunteer at the same hospital. Not to preach, but to sit with others in their darkness, and simply say, "I once thought faith was for the weak. But I've learned it's for the brave, the ones willing to trust when nothing else makes sense." Today, David doesn't lead boardrooms. He leads a small men's group at his church, men who, like him, never thought they'd believe. And when someone tells him they don't believe in God, he just smiles and says, "I didn't either, until I met Him in the ashes." Because sometimes, God doesn't meet us at the top of the mountain. Sometimes, He meets us in the ruins, and raises us from the grave.